Wow, it's been over a year since I sat at this desk and talked to you guys. I was setting up my Sims 3 game last night and I was like, do I even know how to play this game anymore? And that is definitely the feeling I'm having here too. So the main question you probably have is, why did you disappear for a year? That's a very complicated question. I usually keep stuff related to my living situation or my health private, but it's kind of important that I tell you what's going on so that you can understand why I was gone for a year. So let's go back a couple years. I wasn't feeling real great. I was having all these mystery symptoms and I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, hey, if you lost X amount of weight, you would feel better. So I did that. I went low carb, I did intermittent fasting, and I lost the weight, and I felt worse. So I went back to the doctor and I asked, what's going on? And they said, it's all in your head. I know a lot of women deal with this, but this was the first time a healthcare professional had ever said anything like this to me. So I was like, well, if I'm perfectly healthy now, I guess it is all in my head. Fast forward a little bit through some awful life events and some heavy stress events, and I'm feeling worse than ever. Anyone who has ever gone to the doctor for pain symptoms knows this story. You go to the doctor and you say, hey, I'm dealing with a lot of pain and it's impacting my life pretty badly. And they're like, okay, take some over-the-counter medication. That should help you out. And you're like, yeah, I've been dealing with this for like 2 or 3 years now. I've been taking the over-the-counter medication and it's not helping me. That's why I'm here. And then they say, well, we can send you to pain management. And I'm like, I've been dealing with this for 3 years. What have I been doing that's not pain management? And that's where the conversation ends because there's nothing they can do for you. I don't know what's worse, them telling you it's all in your head or them telling you there's nothing they can do for you. If you've wondered why my output of videos was so low, basically it's like waking up every single day feeling like your body is disintegrating on you. So fast forward to last week. I'm talking to my friend in Germany on Instagram. We're sending reels back and forth to each other, laughing and having a good time, and I start getting recommended hypermobility reels. I had no idea what this was. I didn't seek it out, but Instagram thought it was something I should look at. Yes, I know, you shouldn't let the internet diagnose you, but as I was watching these, I was realizing I was having a lot of the same symptoms. I could contort my body in the same exact ways, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now. The losing weight and feeling like your body is falling apart is a symptom of this. All those sprains that I've had my entire life that led to my pain condition in the first place make a lot of sense now too. So I have a choice to make. I could spend thousands of dollars getting the runaround by my doctor telling me that it's all in my head, or better, get a diagnosis, but then told there's nothing we can do for you because there's literally no help for this. I have been quite successful in managing my symptoms for literal years, so I guess I'll just continue doing that. So I started doing some research, trying to understand what I have a little better, and I found something that was like a kick to the chest. 80% of people who have hypermobility don't make it past 48. Yeah, that was a hard pill to swallow. I have a significant amount of time before I reach 48, but when you see it written in black and white like that, and there's always people who are outliers on either side of 48, so you could go sooner. That made me think and rethink a whole lot of things. I've wanted to play The Sims for like a year and a half now, but there was always something in the way. There's this situation I need to handle and that situation I need to handle. You think you have way more time than you do, and then you see your life expectancy written in black and white. I then had some hard questions to answer. Do I want to spend the rest of whatever life I have ranting and raving about The Sims 4? No. Does that mean I'm gonna stop talking about it altogether? Also no. I am sure, as the sun will come up tomorrow, that the Sims team is gonna do something stupid and I'm probably gonna wanna talk about it. I then had to answer the question, what made me happy? What made me wanna start a Sims channel in the first place? It was The Sims 3, my heart game, and I wanted to share all the weird and wacky, wonderful things that I got up to. Playing and enjoying The Sims 3 was always part of the plan. If you go back to the last video I made, at the end I said I had said everything I wanted to say, and my plan was to move on. What else is there to say? You can take the last few videos I made and apply them to the whole community. I have been watching in the last year, and some people have made some good changes, and other people have lost 50% of their audience. A bit jarring to come back and see that a year later, but everybody makes their own choices. And I've had to grapple with some serious realizations about all this. Number one, life is just too short to deal with a lot of this crap. I want to get that happiness back that I had when I played The Sims 3. It brought me so much joy. So that's the game that I'm going to focus on. Am I ever going to play The Sims 4 again? I don't know. I grapple really hard with playing a game that I don't like from a company I don't like that has such horrible monetization practices. We're over 80 packs for The Sims 4 now, and I just can't support that. I'm sorry. I cannot in good conscience support a game or a company that treats people like money machines. Not only do I not want to give my money to EA, I don't want to influence anyone else to do it by playing the game. I've struggled a lot with this over the past few years. Do I want to promote a game as broken as The Sims 4? No. Do I want to promote a company with as shady business practices as EA? No. So where does that leave me? It leaves me with my morals and playing the game that I absolutely love, The Sims 3. So that's what I intend to do. Now there are some caveats to that, but we will get to that. The first thing I want to ask is, what do you want to see? I know you guys like family gameplay, and I think pretty much everything I've ever produced for this channel, Let's Play-wise, has had family gameplay, so you're covered there. I do have a list of ideas and things that I've come up with over the years, but I wanted to ask you guys what you wanted first, because you guys are part of this community too. I don't just make content for myself, I make it for you guys too. I want to bring you guys happiness, I want to bring you joy, I want to make you laugh. I want to bring you guys good stories and fun adventures. I don't want to just play boring legacies and challenges that everybody else play. That's not my thing. Don't get me wrong, I love a good legacy or a good challenge, but I need to have some kind of twist going on to keep me invested, and I'm sure that's the same way for you. You can only watch so many legacies and 100 baby challenges before you want to be sick, and it seems like a lot of other creators just like repeating those ideas over and over and over. I don't want that. I know you don't want that. So what do you want? What do you want to see more of? You know what I want to see more of? Cool ideas, interesting stories, fun things that no one has ever seen before. This community has gotten kind of stagnant while I was away. I came to the realization as I was doing my little check-in on what the community had been up to for the past year that people could be reposting videos that they posted like years ago and I wouldn't have a clue. What's the difference between the legacy you did in 2018 to the one that you're doing now? If the answer is The Sims are different, well, then your content is definitely circling the drain. I need more excitement than, oh my god, it's someone's birthday. And I have a feeling I'm not the only one that feels that way. So I'm going to be focusing on The Sims 3 primarily, but there are some caveats to that I think you should be aware of. Number one, you're going to get content, I just don't know how much or when. I'm shooting for, and this is not a promise, something every single week. However, with my chronic illness and my chronic pain, I don't know how I'm going to feel every day. With things like this, you work when you feel good and you rest when you feel bad, so I can't adhere to a schedule. I don't want to promise you something that I can't deliver. Now, another caveat is editing, and I'm not saying I'm not going to be editing my content because I'm still going to edit it, but I just cannot do the snappy stuff anymore. I literally have ruined my wrist and my shoulder trying to do all this editing. It was originally why I went to the doctor in the first place, and they told me I had carpal tunnel, and I was like, no, it's not carpal tunnel, it's worse than that. And then they were like, well, there's nothing we can do for you anymore because you've ruined your body. Ruined my body are my words because there's really nothing you can do to turn back the damage. Really, the thing that I want more than anything is to just sit and play The Sims 3 with you guys. I want to be wrapped up in a blanket with a cup of tea, and I want to be doing some silly things in the game, and I want you guys to be telling me what silly things you're doing in your game. I want this to be a fun place again. I've really missed that. I know there's a lot of people out there who just love The Sims 3, and it's a shame that there's not more people playing it. This is my heart game, and all I really want to do is share it with you and maybe inspire you to dust off your old copies and enjoy it again. There's also something that's been weighing heavily on my mind, and it's what I can do for the community. When I was showcasing smaller simmers, I really enjoyed that. It gave me a reason to go out in the community and search for good content. The problem I'm having is the same problem I had with playing The Sims 4, that I don't want to promote that game. I'd love to promote people who were playing The Sims 2 or The Sims 3 or maybe even the original Sims, but there's really not that many people doing that. There are creators that I absolutely love and watch every single video they make that plays The Sims 4. Does my support of them mean I support EA as well? I know this is getting way too deep for what amounts as a children's game, but these are the things that I think about. Really, what I want is maybe once a week to have a little impromptu sit-down chat with you guys. Hey, I watched this week and I loved it, and you guys can say, hey, I watched that this week and I loved it. Talk about our favorite creators that aren't the big ones. Talk about our favorite videos. Share our stories. Here's the stupid thing my sim did today. Oh, your sim did that stupid thing too? Community, that's what I'm missing the most. I don't see you guys as nameless, faceless people on the internet. I see you guys as wonderful people who want to show up and spend time with me. Kind of like my YouTube channel is my front porch, and everybody arrives on, say, Saturday, and we all sit around drinking iced tea in the summer and hot cocoa in the winter, and we swap our stories and we have a good time. I've done a lot of thinking in the last year, mainly about what I want in my life. I want happiness and joy in my life, and nothing makes me happier than to know that I made something that made you happy. So that's what I've been thinking about and where I've been for the last year. I hope you are having a lovely day, and I will see you again very soon.